Guys, I guess this is going to be question and answers, or try to answer. With me, you never know. Unless you guys want to talk about something else. Who's got some questions? Anyone? Anyone? Okay. Uh huh. Thank you. Like whatever I'm doing, how do I prepare? Okay. Well, one thing just to warm up my voice, I do. Basically that. And and if I feel if there's a part in there in that range it's missing, then I have to do some more exercises, like, regular ones. Because I'm a singer also. And a lot of times if I'm going to the studio, and I know other people that do this because when I said it, other people told me they did. I'll see a sign and I'll just read them in different characters, like different voices. Yeah. I'll just read the signs while I'm going. And another thing I do sometimes if I'm auditioning for something new, um, I'll turn on any show and I'll just pick a character and repeat everything they say, just from my memory and stuff. But try to repeat it exactly like them, and then later on try to repeat it different than them. That's another exercise I do. And then when I'm in the booth and they show me a picture of the character, I just picture that I just picture myself as that and then see what comes up. That's pretty much my stuff. Not too complicated. I like to keep things simple. Okay. This water is to the very top. I did it without spilling. All right. Any more questions? I know you guys got some. Don't be shy. Sure. Um, I was always an actress since I've been a kid. I always liked doing voices. I always like imitating and, or even imitating people physically. And I also sang and played the piano. And so I also did neighborhood plays. Like I'd write them and then people in the neighborhood. I mean, we made popcorn, we did the whole bit. So, uh, then when I got in high school, I got in drama and I got in the musicals and the dramas and then went to college for theater arts and communications and music. And then when I got out of college, first I got married and I had my kids, and one of my kids is also a voice actor, John Bergmeyer, who plays Tien, and he plays Karama, and he plays other characters in other shows. And then when they got a little older, I got I got back into theater, started doing theater. Then I worked at a radio station and um, I wrote the copy, but I also got to do voices. So I could write copy like a voice I wanted to do, or I could write copy with a few different voices and do different characters. So that was really good. That gave me just, I don't know, lots of practice for things. Then I worked in an advertising agency for a while, and then I finally got an agent. And that's when I started doing all different kinds. Whatever I could get, I pretty much just did all sorts of things. Commercials, industrials, print, live shows, little teeny parts in films, and so then when this audition for Dragon Ball Z, who no one knew what it was really. If anyone did, it was very few people. Um, but this was not even from my agent. This is how old this is, okay? Oh, long ago. It was an ad in the newspaper. And one of my girlfriends called me and said, Linda, can you come with? A few of us are going to this audition. I was cleaning the house or something, you know? And the audition wasn't from my agent. So I was like, for what? And she goes, well, I don't know. It's like a Japanese cartoon or something. She goes, come on, it's in Fort Worth, which was kind of a drive. She goes, we're going to go out to lunch. And this friend of mine always loved to go to lunch. So I thought, I've got to go to lunch with her. I hadn't seen her in a while. So I said, okay. She goes, I'll pick you up. So we went to this bank building in Fort Worth, and it was on the top floor, just little. They had, it was a tape recorder was set up in one place. No, I'm not kidding. It was a tape recorder. And then they had a little booth um, with maybe some sound equipment they had set up. And we had to listen to voices and imitate them at that time because there was the ocean dub and they wanted it to be a smooth transition so maybe people wouldn't notice they changed. Um, so I imitated several of the voices. I know I did Gohan and Krillin and uh, probably Bulma, and probably all of them, as many as I could imitate. But what we did was we listened to the recording. We had to remember that and then go into the sound booth. And they gave us some lines and say, remember how that voice was that you did do the lines. So that's how. And then we went out to lunch, went home, and it was fun. It was really fun, but I didn't know if anything would come of it, because I didn't know. I mean, you didn't really know if this was even real. It was some shady characters or something. I don't know. And then I guess it was probably a few weeks later that Chris Sabat called me. And he said, Linda, in his low voice, he goes, we would like you to play a part in Dragon Ball Z. I said, oh, good. And I asked what part, and they said Frieza. And I said, which one is Frieza? And he said, the one with the gravelly voice. I was like, oh, great. And I goes, well, I said, well, I don't know anything about Frieza. And he goes, oh, you will. And actually, he taught me how to do a lot of fighting noises because the voice and everything I had, but I never did all those fighting noises. And really, as boys do that. I remember my brother doing all those fighting noises, but girls usually don't. They might now, but back when I was young, we didn't really do fighting noises. So he helped me learn all those. But that's how I got into anime. So I was like one of the first people back in the day that got into that. When it was just so small, it was really family like then. I mean, we were just like a little family at that point. Um, Even though you came in by yourself to record in the little booth, they used to have little parties once in a while so you could all see each other. And Chris Sabat would always make t-shirts like said things like I work in a padded booth or he always came up with these clever little shirts. I still have them at home. So that's how that all started. And who knew it would get to be so big? None of us knew that. Uh-uh. That it would be so. It just keeps going. Parents hand it on to their children. I mean, I've had little 3 years old girls that are big Frieza fans, and it's so funny because I'm like, they go, well, they want me to sign a print. I go, well, what should I write on it? I don't want to write anything that's too bad on it. And the one time the little girl goes, prepare to die. I'm like, okay, I guess. And then her dad said, she is Frieza. Uh, well, that was a good question. That lasted a while. Any more? Yes. Really fun. I mean, even though, in like I said, you record by yourself in the booth, but still, I'd see him up there. In fact, it was so cute. He always does funny little things, but he would put sunglasses on, and he would call himself the enforcer. Like he was protecting me, like protecting me when I was at Funimation, you know. She's my mom. But we get to go to cons together, so that's nice because you know he has a family and I see them all the time too, but I get to see him alone when we do cons, especially if we're driving and he drives, and we can just have, you know, visits that we don't usually get just by ourselves. So that's nice. It's nice that he's doing this too. Because he, when he was a kid, that's what he loved. Whatever, there were some anime shows on back then. I can't remember what they were called now. Does anyone remember? There was, well, Speed Racer, but there were these fighting ones. And he watched them all the time. And he watched Japanese dubs that were actually like little movies. Do you remember any of those? There was one with Silvar and Goldar and um I don't know, but he loved that. So then it was like all of a sudden he was doing his dream. I mean, because he always used to draw the pictures and show me them and follow me around the house. Look at this. Look at this. What's that? Well, this one's going here. It's but he also was a writer at Funimation for a long time. He was the head writer, and he's a really good writer. So he was just really living his yeah, his dream. He even got a part they brought back, and I can't think of the name of that show, but they brought it back and he got a little part in it. A little part in the show he always watched as a kid. So he was happy about that. But it's great working with him, and I always am I don't know. I'm his best cheerleader, I guess. Any other questions? Anyone? Yes? Oh yeah. If that we did the little OVAs, you know, that we did those. If they ever decided to do it again, that would be great. I know there's rumors of it, but I haven't heard anything. But that would be awesome. I love the character Genkai. Except if my son was here, he'd be telling you, yeah, she would always tell me she was going to slap me upside the head. Yes. Yes. Oh, wow. You know, I think it's really hard to do the live of an anime because everyone loves their anime. So I don't know if they can do one that everyone's going to like. Could they? I mean, it'd have to be so perfect, right? It would have to be, it'd have to follow the anime just perfectly because anime fans know their anime. I would tell them that for sure. They know their anime. You need to get some of the fans in here and tell you how to do it. That would probably be the best thing because you guys know anime better than any of us actors know it. And that's the truth because you guys know details, you know so much. And we usually just know the acting part of it, you know, going in and doing our thing. So I know they're doing that. Did they finish the live Yu Yu Hakusho one? Does anyone know? I don't know if they, I don't know. I know they're doing one in Japan. I know I saw some of the characters. They look pretty awesome. Who knows? Maybe Japan will get it right. Yeah, just hearing, just thinking about it. I don't know. I don't know. But I think it's supposed to come out and be on Hula or something. I'm not sure. Or maybe it's supposed to be on Netflix. Somebody was telling me, and I've seen stuff on the internet about it. So I don't know. We'll just have to see. But you guys probably won't like it. They'd have to just look exactly like the characters too, right? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, Genkai I like for sure. I like her wisdom quotes too, but I like watch it, I can still kill you, kid. And I like that. I like um well, I signed one of your guys' things about the coming back from the dead. I like when she comes back from the dead and oh, I don't know the exact thing now when I don't have it in front of me. When she goes, I don't know it exactly. It's like Yusuke, yeah. Is it like, don't be so surprised, I'm back from the dead? What? Yeah. I did it just like you, half-assed. Yeah. I mean, that made me laugh. Oh, and that was the thing we were talking about too, that I'm not really a swearer, so as Genkai I had to swear, and they were like, okay, Linda, you're gonna have to swear. And I said, okay. So they said, okay, try this out. I try it. They go, "Mm-mm. No, 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 no. You have to, you can't just be talking and then do a swear word. They go, it's so obvious. You have to make it just be like your regular voice you're talking. It's just part of your language. That's just what you say. So, yeah, we had to work on that for a while. But that last one, that half-assed, I did really good. It was so funny. Uh, oh gosh. Frieza's got so many good lines too. I can tell you my husband's favorite line. Pop goes the weasel. That's his favorite line. I go, you picked the grossest line. The most awful. Um, but the monkey lines are funny. Pathetic loser is funny. Insolent tree monkey. Oh, look, it's a whole barrel of monkeys. I like those. I like all the sarcasm. My husband says that's what Frieza and I have in common. I do enjoy sarcasm, but I like it funny. Well, that's how I kind of made Frieza's funny too, but I don't do it as mean as Frieza. He might say differently, but I don't. But I do. I like wit and I like puns and I like sarcasm. And my dad did too, so I kind of got it from him. Of course, I think he liked Frieza. No, he actually liked Genkai. Yeah. Yes? Oh, so many. I have called so many people monkeys, stupid monkeys, insolent monkeys, dirty monkeys, you name it. Yeah, they enjoy it. That's what, and same way I do those cameos, and so many people want me to call them names and stuff. So that's like my daughter says, you must never be stressed. They're always calling people names. Yeah. But anyway, you got one back there? I know. He is cruel. At the very beginning, yes. They told me I had to be meaner. Not once I got into it. No. It's so much fun. It's so much fun being the evil. Oh yeah, it's fun being the evil character, especially evil character that's funny, you know? Especially one that thinks he's everything, you know? But I mean, yeah, yeah. So that he can do no wrong, you know? He's actually the pathetic loser. Uh, yes. Oh, like last time how Frieza came back, you mean? I think kind of think Frieza will always come back. That's one thing Frieza's right about. Uh, uh, See, no one can really destroy Frieza. Oh, that was really wimpy. It was funny though. I think it's funny. I think that's what I wished when I was a kid. I never got my wish. I'm short like Frieza. That's the one thing we're about the same size too. Yeah. Yes. Well, you don't really know, especially back then. We did not know anything about the script, what was going to happen. But I don't I don't know if I even thought about it, but I just started realizing that Frieza dies and comes back, you know? I mean, would die and they say, you know, you got more work. It's like, oh. And then I realized a lot of characters die and come back. That's just the way it is. So I wasn't really surprised or not surprised, you know? I mean, I was glad. Yeah. 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 But it was funny. You just realize, well, a lot of characters just die and come back. That's just what it is. So I guess you always hope your character will come back. Yes. I know. I know it. I I'm always I guess appreciate how the Japanese can think of all these different things. Like some of these shows, I mean, it's like how do they even come up with these things? So it seems like they always figure out a way to do it. And then our writers here kind of uh I mean they don't have to be just like their script, obviously. They have a lot of different things. Um but they can still get the ideas of, you know, how they come back to life and all that kind of stuff. And like my son, like I said, he was a writer for a long time. I think the really hard thing about being a writer is you had to watch all the shows and make sure all that was going to fit in those flaps. That was, oh, that took a lot of time, you know? So actually, my son does know Dragon Ball Z well and a lot of other animes because as a writer, you get to know all that stuff. Yeah. Any other questions? Yes? Probably Genkai. Even though Frieza is really cool too, I really, really like Frieza. I mean, how could I not? Frieza's a part of me. Um, but Genkai, I just like everything about her. And I just really enjoyed playing her and being in that part of that show because it seems like all the actors in that show were perfect for the parts. It just was one of those things that just I don't know. It's like a little family. Yeah. Yes. No. I Justin just asked me, he said, I have a part and I'm really thinking of you for this, but I just need you to audition. So he just brought me in the booth and I auditioned and then he goes, just put a little more raspiness in it or do this or do that. And that's how I got it. So it was whenever he started auditioning. So I don't know if I don't know exactly when John auditioned. I don't know. I don't know if he got his first or I did, but I'm the one that got him into Funimation. Mom power. Actually, he was just graduating college and they needed some more engineers. And I said, oh, I bet my son could do that. It's like everything. Oh, I bet my son could do that. And then Chris was talking. He goes, wait, who's your son? And I go, John Bergmeyer. And he said, I think I know him. He goes, is his band? He has a band Elgato. I go, yeah, because everyone has bands and stuff. He goes, yeah, and also John had come in earlier because I got him to. Well, I told him about the audition going on too, and I got him to come in, but he always says I didn't get anything that time. But so when he came back and was the engineer, soon he was a writer. Soon they were pulling him into the booth, and then they were like, this guy's not bad. So he ended up being a really good voice actor too, and doing all different things. He was a director, engineer, writer. So he did all sorts of things. Now he's mostly a daddy, papa. Yeah, now he's cooking and everything. Good cook. He is good. And a baker, he baked these pumpkin pies and some more pie for Thanksgiving. They were yummy. And Everett, his son, always tells me, "Oh, and my dad makes the best fish." And Everett doesn't usually like fish, but he likes his dad's. I know. So, or his papa. He calls him papa. Any other questions? Yes. Oh, okay. Hmm. I have so many different ones. Well, she's a writer, but I like all her characters. Agatha Christie. I like all those characters. I love those. I could just watch that. Um, I like, I like things from like Star Wars, like Han Solo. I like all different. I like Mary Poppins. Oh, I like Hannibal Lecter. He's interesting. You got to admit, he's an interesting character. Yeah, I like some of the scary things. But I don't know. That's an interesting question because I mean, I like any character that's portrayed well, I think. You know what I mean? It just catches my interest if someone's doing a really good job or if like my husband would say, like some actors they act and they're just them, but other actors act and you forget who they are. You don't even think they're that actor. So I think I notice that now a lot when I forget completely that they're that person. I just think they're really the person that they're acting as. So, what do you guys find interesting? What kind of characters? I know Hannibal Lecter. Jaws. I really like Jaws' portrayal. He was good. Oh, I don't know that one. I don't watch TV that much actually, but I watch things like the shows like Survivor. I watch things like that. Uh, what's that one that was on right after Survivor, where they go all the way around the world? Amazing Race. Yeah. Um, I watch like, oh, I know it. Chef Ramsay. He's an interesting character. There's an interesting character right there. I like watching him. Yeah. You know, um, I saw something on internet one time, and they were saying, "What if Frieza versus Chef Ramsay?" I thought that was hilarious. Because really, when you think about it, it would be funny. Did you have a question? I thought you did. Let's see. I don't usually, you know, I try not to think that way. Try not to think I want something because then if I don't get it, but I there's a part right now that I'm hoping I get. I can't tell what it is, but the director wants me for it, but he had to get approval from someone else, so I don't know, but I would like it. So I hope so. But I always wanted to play Cruella de Vil. Yes. Mhm. Mhm. Oh, I don't know. I don't even know if anyone ever just saying they didn't want to do it anymore, unless they got sick or something. Yeah, for that 10 years, yeah, you do everything. Oh, even voices on toys and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was great. I mean, I could still play Frieza, but they took it the different direction, which was fine because Chris Ayres was so good. He was so dear, and we all miss him. But we did uh, the his last Christmas. We did a night before Christmas reading with all the Friezas. Even Mr. Nakayo, Japanese Frieza, came in at the very end and said the last line. But we took turns saying lines in our Frieza voices, and it was really funny. It turned out really well. And then sometimes we'd ad lib a little. Like I had the line where I threw up the sash. So I was, and I threw up the sash. I never did care for sash. We could do different things like that. So it was really cute. And I know Crystal, his his girlfriend for so many years, she sometimes posts it. She'll post it again this Christmas. But it was really fun, and it was a sweet thing. It was to raise money for him too, you know. So and Damon was on it too. Damon. um, Yeah, there were like Martin from the yeah, yeah. He was on there. Um and there were like six of us. Oh, he played it in LA. There was a special. Derek Prince, Derek Stephen Prince. He was there too because he played Frieza also on this kind of special LA kind of thing they had. Um, yeah, so that was a lot of fun. Really was. We did it on online. So everyone was at their own house and you could just see her. It was fun. Any other questions? Answers? Okay, you both got one. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And I still been doing like those. I do fascia still. And and she got added to something just recently. So I went in there and I did a bunch of, she had so many lines and also lines to picture. I don't know what kind of game has also the picture on it sometimes. Is it, I mean, like a from the cartoon? I don't know. From the anime? I'm not sure exactly. Sometimes you don't even know what you're doing when you go in there. I think it was a Legends game or something, but I'm not sure. But yeah, they'll and I think even Baba came in for a game one time. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. And what was your question? Usually it would be just do the lines and don't really watch it. But when it was on Cartoon Network, sometimes we'd turn it on. And of course, my husband, though, he's like, um, mm, I'm like, well, come and just see it for a little while. He's like, what the heck is going on? This is all I see. And I was like, he's kind of right. He didn't see it, but he didn't. Yeah, I don't know. But then he likes Pop Goes the Weasel. So figure that out. Yes. Hmm. Oh, I knew it wasn't. Wow. That was some fight. Lots of, but whenever we had the fights and stuff, they'd save the really, really, really long yells till the very end. So, and the hardest thing back then was you had to watch like seconds on the bottom of the screen, and they said you had to hold it till a certain, and sometimes you were just about there. So you just keep trying, and people have passed out. People passed out. What? He, he probably just keeps going, I can do this, I can do this. And then, romp. Uh, I never passed out, but I probably had to do it over. Maybe it's better to pass out. Uh, yes? Was I was I there? No, I wasn't. I just heard about it. I think he says it himself though, doesn't he? Or does I think he does. Yeah. Yep. Any more questions? I don't even know what time it is. You guys know? Oh, what time does this go till? Okay. Should we dance? Sing? A sing along? Oh, speaking of singing, um, we were at a con in Texas, and we were staying at a supposedly haunted hotel, um, New Braunfels it was, and John Swayze was there, and they were having karaoke one night. So he goes, "Hey, Linda, I signed us up to sing Born to Be Wild as Frieza and Dodoria." I go, wait, you signed us up to sing the whole song? I go, I don't know if I can sing a whole song like Frieza. He goes, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So we did it. It was really funny. In fact, I have a recording of it, but yeah, it was funny. It was fun. I guess I'd do it again because now I know I can sing "Born to Be Wild" like Frieza. Oh, also I did a Frieza rap. Um, yeah. Uh, where did it go a little? Let me think. I'm Lord Frieza, ruler of the universe. Bow down to me, or you'll be buried in the dirt. And then it goes on. It goes on, but it's pretty cute. It's like um one of the one of the guys that's oh he's a Dragon Ball Z fan. He's fans of a lot of animes, Power Rangers and everything, and he does these. He's starting to do these little raps. So I think Chuck's Cuber's going to do one. I think Stephanie Del Dolny is going to do one. But with his in mind, he was a Power Ranger. I was Frieza, so but it was fun. I wear my rapping clothes. Because you have a like black. I wear the black beanie, black baggy pants, boots, and a big Frieza shirt, black and white Frieza shirt with Frieza's face on the front. And I had to walk through the hotel like that. Woo. And so then I'm walking through the hotel, and all of a sudden this whole basketball team comes in. And I'm like, oh gosh. They were kind of looking at me. But then later on, someone told me what's going on. But I was trying to sneak out. And then this whole basketball team, one after the other. Who's she? Hmm. Any other questions? Oh, Lisa's theme song. Oh, you guys probably don't know this song, but there's a song called I've Got the World on a String. I've got the world on a string. That would be one of them. I could probably think of more, but that was what came to mind. There's when I'm sitting on top of the world. I don't even know which one I'm drinking. I'm drinking both of them. Oh, who was it? Oh, actually, it was Vic Broly. We were we had to do a live whatnot. Is that what they call that now? Whatnot group that um, actors come on live and people like do an auction for like different cards or it's no, it's called Whatnot, and it's kind of new, but there's a host like that auctions off things you sign and things like that. So Vic and I had one together. So I said, why don't we just go in there and just in our black stuff, wear our leather jackets and put sunglasses on. And I go, before we start, just drink your whole bottle of water down, then squish it. So I was like, okay, go. And I got mine done before him. I squished it. He's still drinking. I go, oh, you loser, you pathetic loser. uh, we have fun. But yeah, I couldn't believe I beat him because mine had more water in it than yours. You know, not not really a lot, but sometimes like I used to have three dogs, but two of my dogs passed away this year. And I know. and Buddy could do Frieza face. Okay. So sometimes I would talk to my dogs like Frieza. And because I had to do like cameos and recordings, and they would hear my voice as Frieza. I didn't want them to be afraid of it. So I would talk to them like Frieza so they got used to it and just tell them it's my Frieza voice. But Buddy, I could go, and he does this. Oh, it was so scary. It was perfect. I was like, man, you could be Frieza's dog. But so yeah, I would talk to the dogs and um once in a while behind my husband's back, I might say, "You pathetic loser." If he's done something that makes me really mad. Watch out, I'll go freeze on you. And sometimes I start talking like Baba a little bit, you know. Yeah. Oh, you know what character? She's really little, but I love her character. It's Mr. Satan's secretary. Did you ever hear? Mr. Satan, you have a phone call. She's so cute. And they always make her do weird things like wear some weird costume. I'm trying. I'm trying to get this on. And she comes out. She's just cute. I like that character. I love that character. That's fun to do that voice. It's really easy on my voice. Yes. Oh, I love this area. I was in Gatlinburg before. It's so pretty around here and everyone's very nice. And I wasn't even here yesterday because my flight was delayed. Um, so I'm just experiencing it today, but yeah, it's really nice. Oh, and yeah, they're really nice. I mean, they do everything for you. We're got a great hotel room and just, they spoil us. Then I have to go back home. That's what my husband says. You get spoiled enough. I'm not going to spoil you. He's very sarcastic. He should be Frieza. I should call him Frieza. Any other questions? You guys are always at the same time. And that's so funny. And you're sitting, yeah, what is that? Okay. Yeah, yeah, we did from the start. Yeah. Yeah, that's how right. Yeah, that's what it was. We had to imitate them. That's how we got the parts. But as time went on, you could kind of make it your own. But at first, they really did want it to sound very much like that. And it was fine. It was for me, it was actually kind of easier that I had a voice that I knew I had to imitate, if that makes any sense. But that was the only one. The other ones are all, you know, you can kind of do your take on what you want to do, and then the director will just, give you some critique of which way to take it higher, lower, raspy, non-raspy, you know, um, sarcastic or friendly, whatever. But yeah, it's a lot of fun though. It is. It's fun. And it's fun when you just do little characters. I like doing characters whether they're small, big, whatever. Because you go in for those smaller ones, you have no idea what you're going in for. You have no idea. So when you get there, it's just a surprise, what you're going to do. And I like that. It's fun. And it also keeps you thinking. So I think I is it time for our next 3 minutes? Oh, maybe it's 5 minutes. If it's 5 minutes, we've got all day. Yes. Uh-huh. No, you had to do it all by yourself. And if he hadn't recorded, well, back then I don't know if we could hear the other voice. But now sometimes if another person has recorded first, you can at least hear their voice and you can respond to that. But back in the day, it seems like we always just had to just do our part. Maybe once in a while a voice was on there. I can't remember. But now, um, they also play the Japanese first as a reference. So you can get an idea of how um, their voice actor or actress, what range their voice was in and what they sounded like. You can kind of, they do that now. And plus, a lot of times if people have recorded before you, you hear these other voices too. So, but I got so used to not hearing voices, I'm used to that. You just have to kind of pretend they're talking. You have to pretend there's someone else there saying something. And the director helps with that too. They'll tell, what kind of mood or what's been going on. They'll tell you what's been going on so you know. Because the directors, they have good directors. Justin was a really good director for Yu Yu Hakusho. He was, he loved that. He loves that show. I still call him a dimwit. So Justin, you're a dimwit. Don't be a slacker. Don't be a slacker. A moron. So we got 5 more minutes still. Who wants to fight me? That's what next time we'll have fights. Yes. Live fights with Frieza. On the whole barrel of monkeys. Gone like that. You ready? It's 2 o'clock. That means I'm going back to my table. Thank, thank you all. One final laugh.